Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by Gulf Coast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, your weekly financial and retirement update brought to you by the team from Gulf Coast Financial Services, voted best of the best in financial services by the Lake City Reporter, serving savers and investors in North Central Florida. And founder and CEO John Kuykendall is always our resource here for that common sense information that we all need in order to make better financial progress. John, welcome back in.
Thank you, Peter. It's great to be here. I think for our show today, I'm really excited to talk about this year-end planning and making sure, we talk about income plans constantly on this show, the need for income planning, and I am really excited to get into a couple of these ideas with you today.
Yeah, well, I think this is the time of year, John, where people get caught up and it's easy to procrastinate and push off making those planning decisions and important progress that we could be making. It's easy to procrastinate and say, well, I'll get to that next year. But actually, there are some things that have some deadlines within this year that we probably need to get to, maybe more important than other things. So we'll talk about those. We'll talk about some planning tips and strategies with some hard year-end deadlines. And then, of course, it's an easy time of year to blow the budget as well, John.
Yeah, Christmas time is great. Everybody wants to, give gifts and be Santa Claus. And, the gifts get bigger and more expensive every year. And so it's really a time when we really need to budget on how much we're spending on Christmas. And I think we've got some great ideas and some great points that as I was going through them, I really think would help a lot of people.
I think the budget can be controlled from kind of two different ends, right, John?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's for certain. I mean, we need to budget and make sure that we have enough money. And the other thing is we need to prioritize our gifts and maybe not give everything that everybody wanted. I think back to my days at the bank when we had something called a Christmas club. And you would come in and bring $5 or $10 a week or a month. And then that money, you would budget that money at Christmas time. I always thought that was a neat way to make sure it was kind of like prepaying your taxes on your home mortgage. At the end of the year, the money's there to pay the taxes. This is a great way too. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, again, we are talking with John Kuykendall, founder, CEO at Gulf Coast Financial Services. If you've got questions, don't let them linger. Don't let them gnaw at the back of your mind. Let's make sure we get those addressed. So whether it's just a direct issue that you want to have a conversation about, learn more about, get an answer to, or if you'd like that complimentary, comprehensive, holistic review, John Kuykendall and his team offer that as well as an extension of this radio program. You can give a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, and either get an answer to your question or you can request that complimentary review and strategy session. So, John, what are some other Christmas time or holiday time tips that you have for our viewers and listeners today?
Well, I think one of the first things we need to do, Peter, is come up with a budget and then make a list of what gifts we're going to give. And looking at this, the one thing I really hit home to me was this 4-gift idea, where I give a gift that the person wants, I give a gift that they need, and then I give a gift that they can wear, and then something for them to read. And I think even with kids, that's a great idea because kids can certainly use books. They need something to wear, so you're going to buy them clothes anyway. And then something that they really want so that it makes it really attractive on your budget to do this. And I think it's a great way. But the main thing is don't get caught up in the holiday season and spend a lot more than you can pay for. There's nothing worse than having that credit card bill come due in January and then you have to pay it.
Yeah, the blessings that we're trying to give to others during the holidays can sort of be our curse in January and February. And it seems to be a lot easier to dig yourself into a hole than dig yourself out.
That's right, Peter. And a lot of people, unfortunately, they spend a lot of money on Christmas and then they can't pay the credit card off. So then they pay those, large interest rates on credit cards. And it just keeps going. So they create a balance. And that's not something that we want to do. Christmas should be a time not to create more stress on your financial situation. It should be a time when you're really celebrating the fact that you have loved ones and you have family, and not so much about the gifts.
So, John, that's one way to kind of control what we are spending, but you had some tips for controlling maybe what's coming in. The other side of the budget equation matters as well. And there's a lot of part-time jobs that we could pick up this time of year.
Well, certainly, Peter. I mean, right now with the everything that's going on in the restaurants doing a lot more deliveries, there are certainly ways that you can work for Deal Dash or whatever and pick up some extra money making some deliveries. There's always seasonal part-time help that people need, department stores, whatever. And so that's another way that we can make some extra money during this time when it will help the budget, coming in. One of the things was that, you make deliveries and that's certainly a way. There's a lot of people that need deliveries made this time of year.
Yeah, FedEx, UPS, Amazon, those shipping centers are all pretty busy as well. So some opportunities on either side of the equation, whether you want to earn a little extra cash to get some bigger gifts or control the spending on the other end. These are ways to maintain your financial sanity throughout the holidays. And I think that all of them probably pretty good ideas, John. And then my wife's a cook. She likes to cook gifts for our loved ones. Maybe not for everyone, but cookies, baked goods, breads, those are coming out of the kitchen already in large volume.
Oh, yeah. And certainly, I mean, that's another way to make money. And, a lot of people right now, with vacations coming up, people going on trips, going skiing, whatever, certainly a time when you can house sit, pet sit, pick up some extra money that way.
And then there's always volunteer work. If you're looking to help and you're charitably minded, lots of things that we can do there as well.
Oh, yeah. And this is a great time to get that spirit of Christmas, the spirit of giving, by giving to those who are less fortunate, helping some of these charities out with their food drives, et cetera. A lot of things going on right now to keep everybody busy.
Well, John, any other big ones on your list for maintaining our financial sanity, not getting into financial trouble during the holidays, or do we want to move on to the deadlines that we have?
Well, the only other thing I could think of, Peter, was that it's certainly you could, if you have a large family, instead of giving a gift to everybody, you could draw names, and that's something a lot of people don't think about.
That old Secret Santa.
Yeah, Secret Santa within the family, I think works out well. You only have to pick out one gift for all the brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles, so it works out great.
Yep, and my family plays a game where you can trade them. If we are getting together and everybody's kind of doing it at once, if you like somebody else's gift, you might be able to trade with them. And there's the Secret Santa part, and then there's the Dirty Santa part. The Dirty Santa is where you can sort of trade and steal from other people, and we make a fun game out of it. My brother's king of it. He put 2 live lobsters in a box one year. The person that opened that one up freaked out. Yeah.
Well, I know that. We do that at our Sunday school parties, Christmas Sunday school parties. And it works out really well. Everybody has a great time. You go home with something you don't want usually.
Sometimes.
But sometimes Peter, I will re-gift it the next year.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that either. I've still got a couple holiday gifts that were not exactly what was on my list that are still good as new. I actually, John, probably still have some gift cards that I haven't used that I could re-gift. Sure.
Yep. I mean, that works out fine and saves a lot of money on the budget.
All right. Well, planning year-end deadlines. Again, it's an easy time for us to say, well, we'll get to that later. But this is actually a time of year where we certainly need to be proactive. Now, a little caveat on this. Typically, this is the time of year, John, where you're doing a lot with RMDs, making sure that people have taken those required minimum distributions. That's actually not a factor this year.
No, it's not a factor. This year, that was waived. We do not have to do RMDs for the year. So if you haven't taken them, don't worry about them. They'll roll over. Next year, we start fresh. There's no penalties. And next year, we'll get them out as we have to. And if you're, the new rule is 72, of course, instead of 70. So that helps us quite a bit. So if you're turning 70 this year, you don't have to worry about it for next year. Got a couple of more years to wait. But a big one is that we've got to do, and we're really trying to stress Roth conversion so that we take the money out of the tax deferred account, move it to the Roth account so that it grows tax free. And it is also not subject to that 10-year inheritance rule for the final beneficiary. So we don't want to put a lot of stress on the kids and our final beneficiaries. So that Roth will make a lot of difference. We've got to do those by the end of the year, as you know.
Yeah, you can't extend that Roth conversion deadline into the next year, although for contributions, new money, you can make those up until what, John, when we file our taxes?
April 15th or until you file your taxes, whichever is later. So if you file your taxes sooner, then go ahead and you have to make it then. But if you haven't filed your taxes, you have until April 15th.
But a whole lot more opportunity to do proactive tax management through those conversions because the limits are not so limiting.
Well, that's right. I just had a conversation with a client this morning about why we would want to do a Roth conversion. And as I explained to him, I can't predict what's going to happen in the future with tax brackets, but everything I'm reading, everything I'm hearing is that tax brackets are going to go up. So we'll be paying more taxes no matter how much you make or how much income you have. So if that's the case, wouldn't I rather go ahead and do the conversion now, pay the taxes at a lower bracket, and then not have to pay them later because they grow tax-free? I can take them out whenever I want to. And if I pass them on to my heirs, they can leave them there and not pull the money out.
Yep. Makes sense to me. And again, if you need help with that, that's something to carefully consider and crunch the numbers on with your financial and tax professional. They're at Gulf Coast Financial Services. They have both under one roof with the sister company, Gulf Coast Tax Advantage. So whether you need to consult with a tax professional or have one that you already work with, I know that they can have those conversations and coordinate those planning efforts. But deadline for that one is drawing near. Let's make sure to take advantage of every possible dollar we can this year and leave as much room to do it again next year and control those taxes into all the years into the future. Again, if you need help, give them a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. Now, John, going back to your conversation about RMDs, actually as a result of not being forced to withdraw money from IRAs, what we're seeing is that charitable contributions are down across the board for a lot of deserving agencies and organizations that provide a lot of help and assistance. If somebody is charitably minded and inclined, there are some great strategies that can be beneficial from a tax standpoint as well.
Well, certainly, Peter, and that's one of the things we encourage our clients to do is if we're going to make a charitable contribution, including myself, we don't want to do it with money that we've already paid taxes on. We want to have that money come out of our deferred accounts, our IRAs, 401ks, and have that money go directly to the charity. It doesn't count as income for me. I don't get to write it off, but I don't have to take in the income consequences either. I've got to do that by 12/31 also. So it's something you need to plan for. But certainly because of what has happened to us in 2020, charitable contributions are down. And we need to think of those charities and think of the good work they do. And if you're a senior and you have money in a deferred account, this is a great way to make that happen without causing you any tax consequences.
Yeah, down, but maybe perhaps needed more than ever. So again, a great opportunity and one of the very few opportunities, John, for dollars truly to never be taxed. And we don't make those contributions for the tax advantages, but certainly it's a beneficial part of it and something that if we are making those contributions, we want to take advantage of and benefit from. But we earn the money. We are not taxed on it when we contribute it to our retirement accounts, and then we take them out of our retirement accounts and donate them to charity. We don't pay tax on them. The charity doesn't pay tax on it. It's a dollar that is never taxed, and that doesn't happen very often. So
the government doesn't allow that for us very often, Peter, and it's a great way for us to help the charities and at the same time help ourselves, because as we go forward, that money will never count for our RMDs. And so we don't have to have that compound the amount of money we got coming in.
Now, John,
It's great
speaking
for
of
tax.
yeah, absolutely, and speaking of getting money into those retirement accounts, there's a deadline for that as well if we're working with our employer-sponsored plan, correct?
Yeah, the employee sponsored plans, we have to make those contributions by 12/31. As you said earlier, our individual retirement accounts and our Roth accounts that we're making on an individual basis is actually April 15th. But for the employee sponsored, it's by the end of the year. So that's got to be done. And if you're going to do a 401k, you're going to increase the amount of money you put up. Now's the time to do that. Certainly, Peter, we would be happy to work with anyone, give anyone tax advice that we can possibly give them through our tax department, and help them with those Roth conversions, or
Well, again,
actually making more money in your 401k.
absolutely. Either can be very advantageous for your long-term planning. And of course, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the big picture here, not just what's happening last year or this year. This is proactive planning, ladies and gentlemen. This is making sure that you are setting yourself up for the most advantageous, comfortable, confident retirement that you can. And that's through identifying those strategies that can help you leverage each and every dollar and opportunity that you have. And John Kuykendall and his team there at Gulf Coast Financial Services can help and assist. They have been voted best of the best in financial services by the Lake City Reporter. Give them a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, whether it's just budgeting, increasing income, controlling expenses for the holiday season, whether it's some of these year-end deadlines like those Roth conversions, those qualified charitable contributions, those employer-sponsored plan contributions. Talk those over with your financial professional or the team there at Gulf Coast Financial Services. 386-755-9018. John, it's been a crazy year. It seems like it's gone by in a flash. I think we've packed about 5 years worth of events into this 1 year, and already we're close to the end of it.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast time's gone by this year, even though I thought it was moving slow. When I met with a client the other day, and I thought we met with them a couple of months ago, it was actually like in May.
Yeah.
And time just has flown. I always said the older you get, the faster it flies because there are not as many new things to happen to you. But this year, it has flown by with a lot of new things happening, a lot of new things that have caused us grief and, a little bit of pain. But we survived it as we always do. But, we look at 2021 and we have to feel like that it's going to be a great year. We're really excited about it. We're hoping to get all this 2020 behind us. And the fact that maybe there are a lot more people are going to be retiring, and we can certainly help them, and that's what we want to do.
That's what they do there, Gulf Coast Financial Services. Pick up the phone, give them a call, visit online, gulfcoastfinancial.net, or 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, we always appreciate your time, your guidance, your perspective that you provide here on the program, and a happy holiday season to you and the team there at Gulf Coast Financial.
Thank you, Peter. You have a great one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.